Oh, well, good morning, inmates, comrades and survivors, and welcome back to my channel. So I'm getting pretty good at this now. It's only taken me 6 years to say that sort of shit. Welcome back to my channel. Please subscribe if you don't. Hit the bell so when I post my random shit, you'll get a little alert thingo. Anyway, what's happening today? Today's midweek, and I have a cracked pulley on this bike. Now, I don't really even know what that is, but I'm going to show you some pictures of what has happened. And it's very unusual. Most of the places I've taken it to have never seen this happen before. But in Australia, it was like a 2 to 3 month wait for a part to come in. Now, you probably know I'm shipping the bike to America in May. So the timing is very bad for me to wait up to 3 months. So I've got to get it fixed, obviously, before I ship it to America, because I don't want any things falling apart as best I can. But we have found one in Australia, and that was because this pulley is removed when people convert their bikes to trikes. So one gentleman had an Indian and converted to a trike at a place called Antique Motorcycles in Moorabbin, Victoria. And that, my friends, is the only place in Australia that had essentially it's second hand, but because the bloke bought the bike new and had it converted, it's brand new. So that's about $1,300 to get that fitted, which is about an hour's job, I understand. So we're heading to Antique Motorcycles. Now, if you haven't been to Antique Motorcycles, it's a really cool place. They obviously service bikes. They've got all sorts of second-hand bikes and vintage and new. Haven't been there for a long while. And they used to be an Indian dealer, but when Indian Motorcycles Australia changed their business structure they got rid of a lot of their signature stores and went with independents. Even though Antique Motorcycles is an independent, the Motorcycles Accessories Supermarket, MCA, got the bid to be the independent resellers of Indian motorcycles. So a part of that deal was that they put a caveat around the areas. So for instance, in Melbourne, MCA is at Dandenong, and there's also one at there's one going up at Epping, I think. Anyway, so they said to Indian, yes, we'll take on the deal, we'll become an Indian dealer, but you can't use any other smaller independents in this radius area. And sadly, Antique Motorcycles fell in that radius, so he lost his license to sell Indian motorcycles. It's the same with Sydney. The MCA in Sydney got it for that area as well. Then there are independents in further regional fields as well. Anyway, it was very controversial at the time. Still is for some. So Damien's just getting a coffee. We're heading out. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't know if there's going to be anything much filming, but I think you'd like to see Antique Motorcycles. Let's go, shall we? Good. You got my message?
No.
Oh, I sent a message.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Just to say that I was
I did.
coming in, yeah.
How are you?
Good. It's been ages. Look at you.
Look at you.
You need the Barbering biker.
You reckon? And it's brand new because this came off a chieftain that the guy turned into a trike.
Yes, I was explaining before.
It got pulled off from brand new.
Yeah.
You can see it doesn't know where.
Yeah.
And they put the trike kit on the bike. And we got the rear guard, the swing arm, the wheel, the pulley, the disc, the whole thing. Bought all that off.
Beauty. So it's just that little bit there.
Yeah. Yep. And we don't know if you need the rubber cush drive yet. We'll look at yours and see how.
See how it is. I hope it's okay.
If it's all good,
No,
we'll just
never.
we'll leave it. If not, we'll
Check
replace
it
it.
over.
It might have got something
Was
in
the
it,
guy?
you know.
So the keys are in the bike, and so do you want me to do anything or?
No, that's all good. Just speak to Pedro. He'll just fill out some details and then we'll just
Get back here, he's saying.
Is your name, madame?
Chris, C-H-R-I-S. There you go. See the taking them off the old one. But I've dyed them up. I'm going to do another coat of that dye.
You reckon one more coat on it?
Possibly, yeah. At least I can lift that a lot easier now, you know. And you know, don't forget, I've got my ex-husband and his balls there.
Yeah, I was just playing with them.
Yeah, they light up.
They're good.
I'm sure he didn't feel a thing. Okay, well it's not a huge deal, is it? What you're doing?
No, so just pull the rear wheel out. We'll inspect the belt, change the pulley, and get a coffee.
Start the day.
Yeah, that's it.
You can see there's a shitload of memorabilia here. And out the front there's a cafe and bar and food and everything. He's really got it going really well.
Hello, Chris. We know which one.
You know Chris?
Yeah, I've met Chris.
Hi, Chris. Chris. Hi. There you go. I'll just have a quick thing around here. There's even a helicopter. Oh, fuck's sake. Something to look at everywhere here, and the bar, of course.
Yeah, that's yours. And that's our new one, obviously.
Yeah.
You can see the difference in here. Obviously you've got pitting and sanding marks, obviously from when the belt picks up fine dirt.
Yeah.
But vernier measurements across it, there's nothing there, and there's no casting marks inside or cracks in your pulley
So it's just
whatsoever.
the grease.
So what happens is these, when people grease the axles when they do tyres, it looks like you've had a tyre replaced recently.
Yep.
They grease all this, and when they grease it, some grease can push out when it gets hot,
And just
it
spits out.
runs down and it runs across the pulley.
Oh, there you
What
go.
a win! What a dipped in shit. Well, that's great. Let me just pay you for your labour then, was.
Yeah, so we've cleaned all this and scrubbed it up, and I've inspected it for any damage, but there's no damage in it.
Excellent. Excellent result.
Yeah. So the only damage you can get on these pulleys is if you were to go off something and hit something like a rock or a log.
Yeah, because
That's-
everyone was saying, God, I've never seen that before. What's
yeah,
that about?
So yeah,
Okay.
I'm not gonna put a $1,200 pulley on.
Well,
that.
thank you so much, because I am. This was coming out of my mortgage money, so I appreciate that. Thank you for
No problem
your
at all.
honesty and
So
all that.
we'll button it all back up. While we've got it out, we'll degrease your rear wheel and clean it. We might as well.
Yeah, thank you.
And then we'll whack it all back in because you're getting a new belt. We said next to you. So.
Yep. Thank you. That's great news.
It's all right. It's all easy.
Thank you very much.
It's all easy.
There you go.
Grease.
The
Grease.
WD-40 would have fixed that up.
Yeah, bit of WD-40.
Bit of grease is all the
Probably
crack was.
clean. Brake clean the rag.
Bloody hell, that's amazing.
All right.
Thank you.
No problems.
Oh. All right, let's go and buy those $600 jeans I want to get now.
Buy a couple of t-shirts.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. So I've got Johnny G here, the owner of the Naked Cafe Racer, what's the name? Tell me the name.
It's Antique Motorcycles.
Antique
But
Motorcycles.
the cafe's the Naked Racer.
Right, so there's...
And we also have Naked Racer motorcars. So
There you go.
Don't be confused.
So you sell... Are these all your bikes that you're selling?
We sell. That's what we do here. We sell a lot of bikes.
Sell motorbikes and you service them?
We do.
And you can have a
We're
drink?
the best Indian dealer in the whole country.
And I'm going to come and do the Barbering bike around. We're going to do some trims.
Yes.
When-
Well,
so-
I've been
but when-
growing it for like a year and
Yeah.
2 years nearly.
But no, I'm
so
serious.
so that you've got something to cut
Yeah,
off.
so when you're ready for a change, because I just can't do it, you know, we want to see a massive before and after.
Okay.
You got to call me and then
Well, that's
I'll
what
come
we've
down.
been doing. We've been growing it for.
You call me, I come
almost 2
down,
years.
and we do a whole barbering bike makeover session, and we bring you out all zhuzhed up.
Of course, that's right.
Well, let's
Put
organise
some
that.
lipstick on, I'll be brand new.
And so you've heard about my bike. It was a grease mark. It wasn't a crack. Have you heard?
No.
Yes. So you're out of pocket $1,300, but I'm back in pocket. So the mortgage is back to being paid this week.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So it's a great place, Johnny. It's a credit to you and what you've done.
See, most businesses wouldn't say that. They wouldn't say, "Oh, look, it was a grease code." They'd change it.
No, I know the
Change
honesty,
to 1300.
and Wazza is great. Yeah, I know. So I'll fix you up for the labour because they've cleaned it all up for me a bit. So I'm very grateful, and it looks
That's
great.
what we're here for.
You've done a great job. And this place pumps on a Friday and Saturday night.
Absolutely.
So you got breakfast and lunch 7 days a week, and on Friday and Saturday night you're open at
We
night.
got live music. That's
Live
right,
music.
Till 1 in the morning.
We'll have to come
it's
out.
It's a hoot. You've got to come down and have a look.
Okay, so I'll have to organise a group.
It's
We'll
great
come
night
down
out.
on a
There's
Friday
a couple
night.
hundred people in here. Everyone's up boogieing and
great.
It's good fun. And on the weekends there's motorcycles everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah. It's going to be great. Who's this gentleman again? Chris.
This is Chris.
Yeah, he's running. Everyone runs when they see a camera. Well, thank you so much. You're heading off.
Yes,
we'll be
and
going.
you're heading off as well.
Yeah, I've got to get back to work, so
Okay.
yeah, I'm grateful for that.
No, I mean you're heading off to America.
Oh yeah, America. Yeah, that's going to be huge. That's a very ambitious but doable trip. We're averaging about 400 k's a day,
Fantastic.
so it's good.
That'd be good.
Yeah. Got to do it while
Which isn't
I'm
very
healthy
far
and
in
able.
America. You don't get far at 400 k's.
Yeah, I know. Well, with all the twisties, we're doing all the signature stuff, so it's going to be really good. Really good.
Terrific.
Looks great. I love this place. Look at that. That's perfect. That's a Dave Earl. Yule. Dave Yule painting.
David Yule.
Yeah, terrific. He's got some good stuff.
He's
I'm
very
inspired
clever
by
man.
his stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, then.
All right, all the best.
Bye.
Bye.
Kiss a kiss. Haircut. Well, it's been a nice little interesting day, and it turned out quite good because I didn't have to spend $1,300 for a new pulley system. It's back to work now. So it wasn't a crack, as you saw. It was a grease, but people have rubbed it, and I learnt something. But all I learnt is, well, you can't tell sometimes. Anyway, $1,300 I didn't have to dig into the house repayments for. I've got to say, riding in Victoria is sensational. It's everywhere is beautiful. Because New South Wales is so spread out and big. There's a lot of straight stretches to get anywhere. Where Victoria's compact, it's green, it's lush, it's lots of mountains and hills and windy roads. So it is definitely what I've seen on the mainland Australia. In fact, I think it even beats Tasmania, I'll say it. I love Tassie, but not on this bike because it was a little bit too much for me on this big heavy bike, Tassie. But bloody Victoria is sensational. Just great roads. Here we go, the Bolivian Death Driveway. Take 25. The tyres have made a bit of difference. It's not as difficult. Still makes my palms sweaty though. Often leave a light on, and I think I left his garage door open, and I didn't bring. I forgot the helmet, and I think I probably forgot to turn the helmet off, but I think I did remember. Don't need to charge it. I used it a little bit today. I need a list of checking things. Have I turned off the lights? Have I shut the doors? Have I turned off the helmet? Right. Well, I forgot to start the camera. I'm now just giving my bags another coat of, it's called English tan. The tank bras, well, I've started dyeing them already. I want to make them quite a bit darker so that black binding's not as obvious. But anyway, not sure what type of leather this is. It's a bit suedey and it just doesn't seem to be grabbing that well. It's a weird leather, very weird. It seems to be going weirder by the minute. I'm not real happy with these. I don't know that they're going to be a thing.